All right, welcome back to another exciting tutorial. I don't want to take much of our time when we want to explain the variable and block scope. This is this. Let's say, for instance, you have an if statement that says if it is true, you should do a particular thing. All right, this thing, because it is within the if statement, this particular code that you write inside this place is going to be a block scope variable. So but if it is outside, it's going to be a global variable. Let's say score to be equals to 10. So we say console.log and they say score, and outside this place too, let's copy this. Let's say console.log score. So this is what's global, because it is outside the scope. But this is what block because it's within the block. So now what they're going to see is that because this is you are declaring and the variable outside, block can make use of it, and at the same time global can make use of it. Let's check it out. You can see 10 appears. But let's say, for instance, now you want to declare a variable inside this place. You want to say grade. Let's say, for instance, you say what here now, you say grade, let grade, because you need to declare the variable, let grade to be equals to B. You now say you want to excuse me, outside this place, let's say you now want to your score. Let me back this and now say your score is, how we do our thing, do it like this. All right, and you say score, and you say and your grade is, how we do our thing, your grade is grade. What will happen is that we are going to have an error, because whatever variable that you create inside the scope, inside the block scope, you can't use it outside the global. But whatever variable you create outside the global, you can use it inside the scope. Let me save it. Can you now see? On cut reference, grade is not defined at. So by the being you copy this thing, let me now comment this, and you paste it in there. You see, it's gonna work. But now the only way you can use this particular grade is by declaring it outside. So that's basically what it means. So it means global can be used whether it is inside a scope or not. But let's now say, for instance, now you want to have another if true. The if true is you are just trying to create a block, so don't disturb yourself while I'm actually putting true at the middle inside the condition. So you can you create another scope again. So let's now take, for instance, you have to have grade, another grade 2 equals C. This thing is declared within this particular block, but I want to use it inside another block. Is it going to work? Let's check it out. Your grade 2 is grade 2. So it's going to work because it is still inside another block, but within the same block. So you can use variable inside blocks, but if you decide that you want to make sure that this particular grade 2 is another value, that means you have to declare let grade 2 to be equals to another thing, let me say D. So if you don't want to be using this particular C again, that means you need to create another let grade 2. So by the time this one wants to show, it's going to override this one. Okay, let's save it. You can see this thing shows D. So that is exactly what I want you to understand. Just have this general concept that whenever you are using global variable, you can use it inside blocks. So whenever you want to declare a variable inside what block, you can use it inside global. So now another thing is that you can use variable inside blocks of code the moment you discover that they are inside a general block. And if you want to ensure that you want to use a new value, just ensure that you initialize, you use let or const or whatever to create another variable of the same name. It's going to give you different value. All right, I know this might really sound a bit confusing right now, but by the time you get to creating a complex project, you understand it very much better. So all you have to do for me right now is to ensure that you watch the video like maybe 10 times in order for you to get the most out of it. This is what I'm actually going to stop for now. And in the next, we've just concluded the second module of JavaScript, which is the control structure. So in the next tutorial, we are going to dive into functions and method, and this is going to be really awesome. You need to know how functions is being created inside JavaScript, and you need to know some couple of methods that different between functions and method. These are what we are going to take a look at in the next module. Thank you guys for watching, and I can't wait to have you in the next module. I'm so happy that we are moving forward. Voila!